Ever hear about a musician and you just think, man, what a journey. They're really building something special. That's how I felt looking into today's deep dive, Nell Smith. Now, I know, you might be thinking another musician story, but trust me on this. Nell's story, well, it's anything but ordinary. Even though, and this is the real tragedy, it ended way too soon.
Yeah, just 17 years old.
17. And she was already collaborating with some huge names in music.
You're absolutely right. She was making a name for herself. And to really get her impact, I think we have to look at her journey at the bridges, she was building.
Okay, I like that. So let's unpack that a bit. This People.com article we've got mentions the Flaming Lips. And, I mean, talk about iconic. Their live shows are legendary, pure, psychedelic energy. What were they doing working with a teenager?
And not just any teenager. She was only 14 when they first worked together. They recorded a whole album of Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds covers called Where the Viaduct Looms.
14. Hold on, I need a second to process that. Okay, we're not talking about, like, a school talent show here. This is next-level stuff.
Right.
What drew her to Nick Cave's music, do you think? Because it's intense even for, seasoned music fans.
That's what's so fascinating. It's like she wasn't afraid to explore those really complex, really deep human emotions through music, even at that age. I mean, Nick Cave, he's known for those dark, poetic lyrics. He explores a lot of, love and loss and faith. There's a real depth there that clearly spoke to Nell.
It's true. It's like she was, I don't know, building a viaduct with her musical choices. She was connecting to these artists known for their own, grand, sometimes daunting soundscapes. And it wasn't just covers, right? This article mentions her own solo work, too.
Oh, absolutely. She was driven, incredibly driven. She even launched a Kickstarter to fund her own album.
Kickstarter, huh? Those can be tough. Do you mean her goal?
She blew past it, aimed for 10 grand, ended up raising over 17,000.
Wow.
She wasn't just talented, clearly, but she had this vision that resonated, a way of building that connection with her audience.
That kind of drive at that age is incredible. You can just, I don't know, you can really sense her passion. And it makes what this People article is actually about even more heartbreaking.
It really does.
This People article, it's actually, well, it's an obituary.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nell Smith passed away recently.
It's just, I don't know.
That's just heartbreaking.
It makes you think about those viaducts, the bridges we're all working on, the dreams we're building, the connections, all of it. You never know when it might be cut short,
Yeah, it's a tough one. But I think it's a good reminder, too, that life is, well, it's precious, right? And it's unpredictable, that's for sure. And yet Nell's story, as brief as it was, it speaks volumes. Like this article highlights how many people, fans and musicians, everybody, the outpouring on social media, the tributes, it's huge.
Which really says something, about the impact she had at 17. We were just talking about her Kickstarter, and, she clearly knew how to connect with people.
Absolutely. And she wasn't afraid to be vulnerable, to really explore those complex emotions in her music.
Yeah.
It's no wonder she resonated with so many people, even those of us with, a few more years under our belts.
Right. It makes you wonder about the what ifs, What if she had had more time to kind of build those viaducts, to reach even more people with her music?
Sure. And it's easy to go down that road. But, I think what's so powerful is to focus on what she did accomplish, in the time that she had. She didn't wait for, permission to explore her art, to collaborate, to build her own path.
And that's what's so inspiring, right? It's like she was building that viaduct as she went, trusting her instincts, her vision.
Absolutely.
And it wasn't just about the destination. It was about, like, the journey, that act of creating and connecting with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the legacy, right? Think about that album title again, Where the Viaduct Looms. Not, where the viaduct ends. It's this ongoing journey, something bigger than all of us, this feeling of something grand that just keeps unfolding, even in her absence,
It's almost like she left, like, a map behind,
Not a map.
Yeah, not with, like, a specific route, but just a starting point. And that sense of, adventure. It's like she's saying, this is where the viaduct looms, now go build your own.
Wow, yeah. I love that. And, it makes me think about all the people she inspired, all those connecting with her music,
Yeah.
They're picking up the torch in a way, carrying that energy forward in their own lives.
That ripple effect, huh?
Exactly.
You throw that stone in the water, and the rings, they just keep expanding. Nell's, well, her impact might have been cut short, but those ripples, those connections, they're still going.
I love that, the ripple effect.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And it's so true. It's a good reminder that, even though life is fleeting, the things we create, the connections we make, they last, they endure.
They really do. So for anyone listening and they're feeling, inspired, maybe even a little, I don't know, overwhelmed by Nell's story, what's the one thing you hope they take away from this?
Don't wait. Don't wait for the perfect moment or for someone to give you permission or whatever. Find your viaduct, that thing that lights you up, and build.
I loved it.
You just might be surprised who you meet along the way and the legacy you leave behind.
It all comes back to that viaduct.
It really does.
Building those bridges, making those connections, and never being afraid to explore.
That's it.
Nell Smith, everyone, what a story. And a powerful reminder that even though, as you said, life is fleeting, our passions, they can resonate, they can have a real impact.
Absolutely.
Thanks for diving into this with me.
Thank you.